Okay, Assalamualaikum, selamat pagi, very good morning kepada warga Universiti Melaya yang saya kasihi, kepada pelajar-pelajar saya yang saya hormati, dan kepada panel-panel pada pagi ini ya, Prof. Ramesh, kawan saya, TMC Pembangunan, Dr. Surin, Dekan Fakulti Bahasa, Prof. Iwan, penolong Canselor, dari jauh Prof. Zamri ya, daripada dental ni jauh sikit ya.
Thank you, Prof.
Dan kepada mereka-mereka yang berada dalam studio ni ya, saya nampak Prof. Yahya berlegar-legar di sana. Dan kepada semua yang mendengar lah, termasuklah saya rasa saya punya wife ni pun tengah dengar juga kot ya. Good morning. Jadi pagi ni kita ada sehingga 12.45 di mana kita ada 4 orang panel di sini. Caranya adalah kita akan memberikan sedikit masa kepada setiap panel untuk memberikan pandangan mereka, dan saya akan mengajukan soalan-soalan kepada setiap panel. Soalan ni bukan soalan bocor Ini soalan yang saya ada, saya tak pernah bincang dengan mereka, dan saya juga nak penonton untuk menaip ya dalam chat box soalan-soalan yang dipikirkan perlu ditanya kepada panel. InsyaAllah kita akan cuba menjawab soalan-soalan tersebut. Dan kalau tidak sempat menjawab, kita akan menjawabnya secara dalam ruang yang lain melalui email ke pengumuman dan sebagainya. So no worries. So sekarang adalah peluang untuk community campus untuk bertanya. Kita telah mendengar amanat ya yang agak panjang, lebih daripada 1 jam, yang saya rasa agak berapi-api jugalah. Jadi daripada situ mungkin timbul persoalan ataupun cadangan, ataupun timbul juga mengapa dan sebagainya. Jadi kita tanya. Jadi program hari ini mungkin kita akan melihat beberapa soalan, tapi sudah sepastinya semua soalan yang timbul hari ini akan dijawab, sama ada hari ini ataupun di hari-hari yang akan datang. Kita akan ada lagi 2 sesi, mungkin boleh dikendalikan di situ juga. Nah, sebelum mulakan, saya sendiri Prof. Aziz, saya rasa mungkin ramai dah kenal, pemangku pendaftar ya. Now, saya akan berikan 2 minit untuk setiap panel. Okay. Now the question is, what is your take from this amanat? Yeah. What do you think? So kita mulakan dengan Prof. Ramesh. What do you take? Not more than 2 minutes, sir.
Okay, thank
bahasa
you.
Bahasa Melayu boleh, bahasa Inggeris boleh.
Okay, thank you, Profesor Aziz. Selamat pagi kepada semua. Selamat pagi kepada barisan panel yang saya hormati. Okey, amanat VC yang baru-baru yang telah berlangsung a few days back, I can say that the amanat is bright and brave. That's what I can say in a nutshell. Many things have been stated. Ada 3 landasan yang diutarakan oleh Dato' Seri kita. Our Vice Chancellor is not new in this business. He has been around. He been in Universiti Melaya for more than 30 years, so he knows. He has went places. He has gone places, and I think the amanat is timely. What has stated in his amanat, he talks about 3 fokus utama, and I strongly believe that that focus is relevant. Especially today, that is to communitize the university, to industrialize the university, and to internationalize the university. I think it's time that we at Universiti Melaya, staff and students, I think for a long time we have been on our laurels. We have not been showing what UM is all about. UM has an old tagline, producing leaders since 1905. And I think it's timely that we relook at all our processes. We relook at the way how we conduct ourselves. I mean, our core business is delivering quality education, and we are so bogged down with a lot of unnecessary processes, and that has hindered us in terms of moving forward as fast as we want. All right, so I think the amanat VC is timely. There's many things being stated in the amanat, and I think we in my 20 odd years in University Malaya, I see we have the strength. We have bright people. We need to be brave in whatever we do. So
Okay.
that's my take.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, Prof. Surin, we don't have to. Taking up from Prof. Ramesh, what is your own take in this, Amanat? Your frank take and opinion on this.
All right, thank you. Prof. Ramesh brought up some very, very pertinent points, but I'd like to add to this by saying that the VC is definitely very brave in talking about a bold new drive, new vision, going on to re-engineer our processes and things like that. But it's underpinned by two main things: the issue of knowledge and financial sustainability. So these are two very important things. The sustainability, I think the key thing here that we're talking about is resilience. The university has got the talent. The university has the resources. The university has the know-how, the expertise. What is lacking is the will. Pretty much the will that is lacking. And I think this is what Datuk Sri Vice Chancellor wants to put forward to everyone, that we need to galvanize ourselves, we need to galvanize each other to get that will up. Prof. Ramesh talked about sitting on our laurels. It's not so much that we're sitting on our laurels, it's almost like, we're very much in a comfort zone, if you want to put it, like the McDonald's, population. We are happy with what we have. We know we are able to do a lot more. However, anytime anyone mentions it, it becomes daunting towards us. Anytime anyone brings up the issues that we need to do this, we hide behind the notion that, oh, these are all buzzwords. These are all things that are just there out there. But behind these buzzwords, there is an actual drive. There's an actual vision. There's an actual motivation to do better. And I think that's dependent on all of us. Nothing that Datuk Sri Vice Chancellor says will come true if we ourselves don't have that will to make it happen.
Okay, before I go into Prof. Yvonne, I can sense that we are being challenged, right? So you feel challenged?
I wouldn't say I feel challenged per se.
Challenged in a positive perspective.
Yes.
That yes, we have been there, we have seen through. People say that we are number one in Malaysia, premier university and all that. But that Amanat probably has given us a new, perhaps I should do more. Do you feel like that, bro?
I do. I mean, for the longest time, I've been saying this to everyone as well, and that we need to step up.
Okay.
We need to step up. It's a
Okay,
simple.
that's what you get. We need to step up.
Yeah.
Okay. If I were to summarize what you say, we need to step up. Okay. Prof. Yvonne, can you take us through your 2 minutes?
I want to add on to what Prof. Surin as well as Prof. Ramesh has said. For me, the Amanat was a very compact Amanat. It speaks to different people in different ways. Amanat tu panjang ya, dan message yang setiap seorang kita dapat tu kemungkinan ada berbezaan sedikit. Tapi kepada saya, apa yang penting is I can summarize it as the call to be united as a campus community, the call to be wise, wisdom, the call to be courageous, to make the necessary, and sometimes it needs to be very bold. Sebab perubahan tu kadang-kadang bukan perubahan yang biasa-biasa, perubahan yang mungkin kita tak pernah menjangkakan. But I think what is important here, it's going to serve, that whole message is about untuk kesejahteraan, untuk the betterment, bukan saja community UM tetapi negara. I think kita semua dekat Universiti Malaya ni ada satu amanah yang besar. It is also to fly the flag of Malaysia. And I think one thing that is very positive is that our leader, the Vice Chancellor, dia akan bersama-sama kita dalam perjalanan tersebut. Bukan hanya kita yang akan berjalan mengharungi perjalanan itu, tetapi bersama-sama sebagai satu tim. So I think that's that message that I get. Yeah.
So if I were to summarize what you are saying, we basically, you see a target that is beyond Universiti Malaya boundary. We have been reminded that we have a bigger role to play, reminder, and then you are also calling for us to work together. I don't know. Okay, is that what is your key message, Prof. Iwan?
Yeah, and if I can add, coming from the internationalization and working with so many PTJs around I see we have what it takes to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have what it takes to do it. Component of things are everywhere.
Yeah.
What we need to do is we need some system, someone to put us together, and we feel that that message probably resonated very strongly. We need to work together to reach higher and better things, right? Now, coming from far a bit, Prof. Zamri, what is your take on this?
Terima kasih terima kasih Prof Aziz. Untuk bercakap selepas dari Prof Ramesh, Prof Surin dan Prof Iwan ni susah sebab semua poin sudah disebutkan.
Hey, we keep the best for last.
Jadi thank you very much, terima kasih kerana atas penghormatan ini untuk atas jemputan ini. Jadi izinkan saya untuk kembali kepada peristiwa, pada kejadian. Beberapa hari sebelum amanat itu, menjelang amanat, kita menerima mesej 5 hari lagi, 2 hari lagi, 1 hari lagi. That itself create a mood, kan, memberi satu suasana yang kita tunggu-tunggukan. Dan intro itu, saya sebenarnya suka sekali intro. Apabila Datuk Seri bersiap-siap di dalam bilik dia, kita jarang tengok bilik Naib Canselor. Jadi pada hari itu kita boleh tengok bilik Naib Canselor. That will create another environment, another atmosphere yang kita rasa we already very close.
You cut the distance lah.
Yes.
The sense of the distance is being shortened.
Yeah,
can be
yeah,
felt.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Dan the moment Datuk Seri bagi tahu, dia bagi tahu macam ni. Dia kata hasrat dan matlamat kita adalah untuk melonjakkan universiti tercinta ini ke persada yang lebih tinggi. The moment he stop at that, dia touches everyone. Dan pada masa itu saya di dalam mendengar tu, saya berubah daripada beberapa position. Sebagai peribadi, sebagai dekan, cuba menjadi mahasiswa dan cuba menjadi rakyat Malaysia. The last one as rakyat Malaysia, the moment you hear about that, you feel like this is what you want from UM. This is what you need from UM to echo to the rest of the warga UM, to the country and to the world.
Okay.
Because UM is our pride.
Okay. So it means now that message, that amanat was not only for UM community, but actually it is for the wider community as well.
It is. Dalam tafsiran saya, dan saya yakin banyak yang bersetuju.
I think this is an important point. So many of the things said, it is not just to play and please the community UM, but rather it's also a promise to the country as well. Okay, Universiti Malaya, we are engaging into this dan sebagainya. So that's a very good point. So I think I would like to take this opportunity lah. I think there are a lot of innovative things that we did. The countdown was a good one. I thought I also.
Dan hari ini kupasan hari ini is another continuity.
Kupasan ni, this is actually by design. Okay, normally what happened on the day amanat, there will be a lot of questions. Most likely probably the VC able to answer 5 or 6 questions. Not enough. Okay. So with this kupasan and addressing it like this, it is giving a lot of other people, many people, opportunity to express their views and get the feedback. And we were told that all this feedback will be addressed somehow, various portfolios dan sebagainya lah. Now, you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to add here that this Kupasan has also allowed us a platform to engage with the Amanat. It's not just asking questions, but to think about it, to menghayati what is being said in the Amanat, untuk memikirkan dari diri kita sendiri, apakah tanggungjawab kita, di mana kami menduduki tempat di dalam universiti dari segi Amanat ini. So we are engaging with it.
Okay. Now let's take us through with some role play lah. Let's say I am a staff at a senior lecturer level in a social science faculty, age 33. Okay. Now, how do you think I would have taken this message? What would have moved me? What would have scared me? What would have confused me? I allow Prof. Surin to address this question first.
Okay.
I mean, put yourself into this person's position
Yeah.
and trying to see that.
I think I
yeah,
think
please.
for someone as a senior lecturer, young to the university, I mean, not necessarily young in career, but definitely young to the university, listening to the Amanat would be a bit daunting, because the Amanat talks, at very, very aspirations. It talks
Big
a lot
picture.
about big picture aspirations. And one of the things that perhaps a lot of people will question is, where do I fit into this? How do I make myself move along dengan university? And what is it in it for me? That would be some of the questions that they would ask. But I do think that the Amanat does address a lot of these things, because our value system is already there, poised. And that is one of the things that they need to hold on to. Two, the university has already promised resources, the support systems that are there. But I would like to underscore this, that for any academic or anyone who's working in university, I think taking care of the well-being of our colleagues, taking care of their needs at the university would mean that they themselves will want to be motivated to do everything that is aspirational for the university. So I feel that as a young lecturer, they may be daunted, but if they are reassured that we're here, we've got your back, we are taking care of you, they will go ahead. They will pick up and do a lot of these things.
Okay, thank you. Now, follow-up question for Prof. Zamri. Prof. Zamri, I mentioned it somewhere. In the whole of that Amanat, we didn't hear one word which many people expected Dato Sri to mention, which is actually KPI. Yeah, I think the panel would agree with me.
Yeah.
I think it is by design. I think Prof. Yahya would by design. Do you think that is why it is so, in your opinion?
I think by design. Kalau kita lihat Datuk Seri punya ucapan hari itu, sebenarnya Datuk Seri berubah daripada satu ke satu. Kadang-kala dia bercerita, kadang-kala dia berucap, kadang-kala dia menyeru, kadang-kala dia mengajak dan meminta, macam ayah kepada anak lah. Kadang-kadang ayah pada anak beletir kan. Hari itu pun dia beletir juga. But very short one, which is very good. Sebenarnya kalau dilihat daripada ucapannya, semua tentang KPI itu dah embed di dalam apa yang disampaikan. Eventually, this is my guessing. What Datuk Seri want, bila pada akhirnya dia kata amanah itu adalah penting dan pakaian dia adalah amanah. Pada ketika kita menyadari itu adalah amanah, we will be autopilot. We will do what we supposed to do, and KPI tidak terkecuali. Okay. So that is what I understand.
Maybe I can add in some of my dimension. You see, to achieve a KPI, you need enablers. One of the biggest enablers that you are talking about is
knowledge, resource,
people.
Semuanya sudah diketengahkan.
And resources.
Correct. Yeah.
So there were some ideas about getting resources and all that. With this, I rasa we see people understand about KPI. I think we don't have to go and harp on it.
Betul.
But we talk about enablers. Main one is money. Resources. I think that has been designed that way lah. Now coming back to Prof. Ramesh. Prof. Ramesh, many of these things touches your portfolio and my portfolio.
Yes.
Now we have been into this for a long time. From this Amanat, how do you think your portfolio is going to take up some of the challenges that was thrown to you? Fast, develop. The monetary will come from probably your area, monetizing some of our land, monetizing some of our building dan sebagainya. What is your practical translation of this Amanat into your job? Can you just give us a very brief thinking into that line?
Okay.
So,
I think you touch on KPI. I think you are right. I just want to add a little bit on KPI, because when Dato Sri said taking the university to the next level, I think we know that we we need to move in terms of making sure that we do what we are here for, that is to make sure our education is at the best, our research is at the highest quality, and also we need to support community and engagement as well. So I think it's already by design, and that's why he did not mention about KPI and so on and so forth, because we all know KPI drives the organization forward, and KPI always ensure that for me especially, it has helped me a lot in terms of charting my direction. Right, so I think it is by design, and we need not really talk about it because we know what it takes to reach that. Okay, in terms of that challenges that mentioned by Prof. Aziz and me as being the Deputy Vice Chancellor for Development, it encompasses not only looking at infrastructure, value creation is also part of it. We have a lot of resources. We need to be bold and brave in venturing into new businesses. We need to think smart, and this is a challenge put upon me, and I like this challenge because being part, having that DNA of University Malaya, we produce leaders, and what leaders does is really to set the trend. This Kupasan itself is what leadership is about. It has never happened in the history of University Malaya. I'm very sure of that. And that is already a trendsetter. We are setting trends, and that's what we need to do. And I know it's challenging. In order to bring university to the next level, as mentioned, we need knowledge. And knowledge is something that we all profess. We have, we have a lot of expertise, and we cannot deny that. We have the best brains in the country. And I think maybe some of us are even world class, right? But our issue is really we have an aging infrastructure. Our campus is old. We depend funding on government. We need to now think about lucrative ways on how we can also generate our own income through our research, for example, right? Commercialization of our research. A lot of our research are basically at the lab stage. We need to think about how we can conduct research in partnership with industry, and we need to engage with industry. Our curriculum needs to also take into account the latest trend, artificial intelligence, for example, in IR 4.0 and so on, and robotics and so on. So yeah, we will take that bold step. We have a lot of discussion. We are looking at, as I said, we are thinking outside the box. So not just hoping that we get funding from people. We need to approach people. There are many financial models that we can look at in terms of trying to get ourselves in terms of infrastructure to be at par with the pace that we want to move, as well as to generate our own income.
Okay, good. Now you mentioned about research. Okay, so I'm called for this slide number 40, which actually probably surprised many researchers as well. If you look at it, there are 10 tujuan baru, nuclear, food sustainability, to name few, rare earth, defense. Okay, now some of these areas are not our conventional areas. Okay, and if you look at it, the social sciences is one tujaan. Okay, now if you look at numbers, it look as though the social sciences are only given 1 and the sciences are given 9, which is not the case here. Okay, now how are we going to transform our current mindset that we have now into this tujaan baru? So perhaps I can ask Prof. Yvonne to address this area, if you may, and others can help as well. Yeah.
Thanks, Prof. Aziz. But if I may, I would like to patah balik sekejap kepada KPI sekejap.
Yeah, okay.
Because I think at the end of the day, what Datuk Sri has touched on was about the support that is giving to career progression. He stated there that, there will be no fear of favor in terms of sesiapa yang qualified untuk di promotekan. Yang ni bukan untuk academic staff saja, untuk staff staff eksekutif, untuk semua staff support juga. So dari sana, I believe that people do not just work for the KPI. When they have this motivation, the KPI becomes
The outcome is the KPI.
Yes.
You don't have to
Yes.
express it
Yes.
explicitly. Yes.
If they know that they are being supported, understanding that people will actually look that ensure that they have this career progression as they walk along with us in UM. I think that's that sense of motivation
Okay.
that they
Fair
will
enough.
get.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I balik kepada research pula.
Yeah.
Now, I think this 10 tujahan ni is very important in the sense that you can see that it's aligned to the current needs, to the current research. And I think what is important now, although it's not stated explicitly, social sciences is needed across that 10 tujahan. Because nowadays you're not looking into research from just one perspective. Kita kena buat penyelidikan yang mantap, and bila kita ada penyelidikan yang mantap, dia kena ada beberapa aspek sosioekonomik.
Yep.
Kajian
Policy.
yang
Policy, yeah.
kajian yang berkenaan dengan community yang terlibat.
Yeah.
Persepsi, awareness, so semua akan terlibat. Actually social science is satu yang akan support all these other
across other
nine
disciplines.
tujahan.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I think for Amanat VC ni yang penting ialah macam mana kita nak merealisasikan the points that he has stated. And I think we have 14 faculties. If each faculty boleh champion satu daripada aspek ni, we can actually be very strong. Yeah. And utilize the strength that we have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Contohlah artificial intelligence. Kalau artificial intelligence ni we always relating to FSKTM, komputer saja. Tidak. Computer is one end of it. Tapi I just want to explain. My son is making robots. He make robots. So people think that is IT hardware. Actually, to define what the robot is going to do is also a big job. For example, he is now looking into a robot that will transfer hazardous material from A to B. But actually, that's not IT now, You got to think about that environmental aspect in the first place before, and chemistry dan sebagainya. So, if you look at the broader perspective of this tujahan, you'll have social, you have economic dan sebagainya. I think that's what you're trying to say, right?
Betul.
So it means now it is dizahirkan sebagai satu bidang food sustainability, for example. We will be saying that we are not producing food, but food means a lot of other things as well. I know one of my colleagues is working on a material that can be used to generate, say for example, intensify cahaya matahari, your greenhouse dan sebagainya. It is very much a material perspective, tapi berkaitan dengan food. So that's what
enabling technologies
enabling
lah.
technologies,
That's the
software dan
key thing.
sebagainya.
Yeah.
I think we have to look at this tujahan ini dari perspektif tersebut lah. Now let's turn balik. Now if I'm a student, okay, and probably some students are listening, what the Amanat has given for the students? Any one of you?
I think if I'm a student, I'm listening to the Amanat.
Undergraduate student.
I think I feel privileged lah. Privileged to be in University Malaya. I feel that this is the place where the university is serious about wanting to push quality in everything. It talks about when said home of the bright, right? I mean bright in every way, in that sense, and land of the brave, meaning that we need to be bold in our approach. In outside there, the world is complex, and listening to this Amanat gives me that as a student gives me that thinking that I would get the necessary knowledge, skills, and exposure to take on the world, and it tells me sky is the limit, and at the same time it reminds me about I need to ensure you know, my values are strong. Integrity is very important, and culture. So I think it tells, it gives me that sort of sense of fullness listening to this Amanat. I mean, as a student, if I'm a student listening to this Amanat.
Okay, we maybe we'll receive some questions from students as well later. Okay, now in Amanat or in message or in whatever in our life even, what you say sometimes is also as important as what you don't say.
Yeah.
Betul tak kan? Now, one of the because I've been following this Amanat almost every year for the last probably 20 over years. So majority of the Amanat we look into what I've achieved last year. Okay, this is missing this year, right or not? We didn't dwell into ranking. We didn't dwell into a lot of those things.
Yeah.
Now, is that something by design, and do you think you agree with those design thing that we have done? I think probably Surin, you can dwell into that.
I do believe it is by design. I do
Okay.
believe it's by design, and even if it wasn't by design, I think it was a good idea.
You agree with that?
Yes, because our successes, our achievements should be something we celebrate every day, not only during the Amanah.
Okay.
During the Amanah is something where we look ahead, where we acknowledge what we've done, but that acknowledgement comes through all the time in everything we do. We take pride in it. But alongside that pride, we also take pride in looking ahead to seeing what we can do further, how we can top ourselves in many different ways.
Okay, good. Prof, Yvonne, I know your background. I know you've been with us through and through with transformation plan, with the strategy plan dan sebagainya. Now, you are involved. We are also going through some of these plans and all that. Now, there were no specific mention about those items that we discussed. What is your take on that?
I think what was important during his Amanat was he revisited to some extent. He mentioned about the momentous work that was put together by the whole campus community before this. In terms of strategic plan, kita ada transformation plan, banyak orang terlibat. Dan mesejnya, usaha kita tak akan terabai. Sebab kita akan guna pakai, tetapi mungkin kita kena murnikan dan mengaplikasikan untuk dia sesuai dengan masa kini.
Maksudnya, apa yang kita dah buat baik sebelum ini, kita akan continue.
Betul.
Dengan keadaan selepas COVID, dengan keadaan kewangan, dengan keadaan sekarang ini, kita akan revisit dan menambah baik apa yang kita dah plan, dan apa yang baik kita akan continue. Is that what you get from there?
And there was a lot of knowledge that has gone into the various task force dalam transformation plan kita untuk develop. Kadang-kadang dia ada guideline, untuk to fill up some of the gaps and issues masa tu. So this is the time I think we are given the mandate to revisit and to improve it.
Okay.
And I think that was important. I think for me as a member of the strategic plan, transformation plan, I felt that that was being acknowledged there. Yeah.
Okay, do you agree with that, Prof. Zamri?
Ya, apabila Datuk Seri Naib Canselor bercakap tentang strategic plan plan landasan hala 7, he acknowledged the importance of maintaining those and repackage it. Apabila dia sebut 3, 5, 10, 3, 51, saya tak tahu sebenarnya is it by design ke tidak, tapi itu mudah untuk ingat kan.
3, 5, 10.
Jadi kalau cerita Piramli dulu tersepak batu, keluar lagi 3, 5, 1, 0. And then the one that we remember is the last one, the pernyataan baharu itu. And that pernyataan baharu itu sebenarnya sangat penting sebab pintar encompass everything. Encompass system, encompass smart campus, is talking about smart, everything smart kan. And then we have to be brave. But on top of that, saya tengok the whole ada satu input yang ingin disampaikan secara bersungguh-sungguh adalah about manusianya. The person himself, the people himself, the individual, the community themselves. That kita Universiti Melaya, kita sebenarnya sedar atau tidak sedar, kita dah mencapai satu tahap ya. Dan tahap itu tidak boleh hanya menjadi mechanical. Dia perlu ada kemanusiaannya. Dan dia menyebut berulang kali dan dia mengaitkan akhirnya we have to serve not only the university but the nation, also the community at large, the people, the whole humankind. So that how he relates from one to the other. I like that.
Okay, now kita akan break sekejap because we'll entertain a question first. Okay, then there's a question specifically for Prof Ramesh. Okay, now Prof Ramesh, how do you see sustainability movement, environment, social and governance, and global national transition towards climate action and net zero, can drive sustainable development and broader sustainable value creation in UM? How we become a community, environmentally proud community? What are your plans, sir?
Okay, it's a
Difficult
mouthful of question, but yeah, I think it's a important question because I mean nowadays we talk about sustainability in every way, not just financial sustainability. We talk about SDGs as well, Sustainable Development Goals, and we know there are the 17 SDGs, and we being at the university, we should be supporting the SDGs and so on. In terms of the campus as a whole, in terms of the campus, of course we need measures to say that we are green campus, and we cannot run away from having this sort of measure. And we are according to the green green sustainable ranking, we are 50 in the world, about there. And I think they have certain instruments that they use to measure our sustainability in terms of the ecosystem. And of course, I mean, being 50 or in that range means that we are comparatively doing well in terms of that. But the question is that good enough? When we look around us, we still have vehicles that burn fossil fuel and so on and so forth. And the government has an energy transition plan by 2050, net zero by 2050. And so we are part and parcel of this. has a master plan, and in the master plan, sustainability is one of the key element for in order to transform the campus. In terms of developmental work, what we do nowadays is that as far as I'm in office, every new building that we going to venture in, we will make sure that we abide by the Green Building Index. We will make sure that the sustainability aspect is taken into consideration. When we do any projects that affects community, especially campus community, we can plan, but we must have engagement. We have to get input from the community about the aspect, the social aspect, the green aspect, because we may say that we want to do certain things, but we may neglect the aspect of sustainability. And so that's something that we need to look. We are also re-looking at the way how we use our electricity. We try to in fact there are discussion with some companies of we are trying to replace some of our street lights with solar, or they are more green rather than dependence on the grid, for example. So there are plans that we are considering. Whatever projects that we undertake, we make sure that the green aspect is considered. Okay, so that's the thing in terms of infrastructure. Now, in terms of education, we need to also educate our young the new generation about the aspect of sustainability. We need to, especially engineering, for example, we ensure that our curriculum covers the sustainability aspect. When they undertake projects, they need to look at the aspect of sustainability. When they go for industrial training, we give them assignment to learn about how companies are embarking on sustainability and stuff like that. Okay, And for value creation, I just want to touch the last one on value creation. Now, I think value creation is something that the university has embarked on this some years ago, and I'm continuing that legacy in terms of value creation. We are looking at, as mentioned earlier, our strength is education, and research. So we have to see how we can value add our teaching, how we can bring outside of our borders to the world. We are considering venturing into other countries in terms of expanding our education. Our education has come very far, and we have the quality, and we are well known in the world. So I think that's something that we want to do. And of course, the commercialization of research, our TNC research, our Deputy Vice Chancellor research is looking at ways on how we can commercialize the research output of our academic staff. At least if it's not commercialized, at least it can be brought to the industry, to community, so that they are the beneficiary of all this research and so on.
Prof. Ramesh, before that, I got a 3 question for you. We only need yes or no answer.
Okay.
Number 1,
Yes.
if any one of our those who are listening today comes to you with a very good environmental project, need some small money or resources from you, would you be able to accommodate?
Yes.
Okay, number 1. Okay, number 2. In Universiti Malaya, we also have few persatuan, water warriors, blah, etc., etc. Very active. If they come to you, would you support them?
100%.
100%.
Yeah,
Yes.
I always encourage people to come forward. As mentioned, you got to be brave.
Okay.
Come forward with ideas, and I can
brave.
assure you, we will look into it. We will look into the ideas.
Yeah, be brave. I think now when we say brave, cara kita zahirkan brave ini adalah brave bersuara. Kita pun kena brave mendengar lah. Kerana bila orang bercakap, dia tidak akan bercakap sesuatu yang kita suka saja. Dia
Ya,
akan
betul.
juga bercakap sesuatu yang kita tak suka. Tapi kita kena berani mendengar juga. The third one, sir, for you. So sekarang ni tadi projek boleh
Boleh.
Number 2. The third one is, you see now, you basically made a promise that you will engage people, whatever that you do. So when
And
you,
I have started.
Huh?
I did the town hall the other day.
Okay, so similarly, I think we need to have this, because outside there, when you do a project, you do EIA. Here, sometimes because within our border, we don't need EIA, but what we need is probably engagement. Not to get everyone to agree with it, but at least to look at different point of view. So can you promise today that this will be done in this Universiti Malaya for this year onward?
Definitely.
Huh?
Definitely. We need to get
That's a
input. Yes, it's a yes. if not, being an academic staff, that's our problem, right? Once we start giving lecture, there's no stop to it. Okay, yes, the answer is yes.
Okay. Now let's say now we look at Yvonne. Prof. Yvonne, let's say you are the minister's political secretary. The minister has asked you to record it, and he's listening. He listened to the Amanat yesterday. What do you think your take would be listening to that Amanat, in your opinion?
Well, I think that it's a very opportune time, because the Amanat has stressed on, it's like putting our hands up, that Universiti Malaya is willing to take the lead for Malaysia, especially in terms of higher education. And we are going to try and see and strive. It's not going to be easy to basically move to the next frontier. Now, having that commitment is not easy, because you can put your hands up, but you also put yourself at risk of being evaluated, and that brave element came in.
Okay, you know what happened incidentally after the Amanat? Prof. Ramesh and Prof. Dato Sri went to ministry to defend our I think that the same day, right?
RMK, yes.
RMK.
Yeah.
And we were able to secure some money. So I think giving that sort of commitment in an open forum like this is very important, to send us a message, because one-to-one sometimes, yes, you take one-to-one, but to declare it openly, it's actually a promise. right? Which I think the ministry, the government has taken it quite seriously, and I think the university is also getting some positive feedback. In fact, the board has given us very good feedback, and then willing to be partner in this, I would say, venture or adventure or whatever.
Adventure, I think.
Adventure, I think.
Adventure.
A lot of
Yeah,
interesting.
it's
In
going
fact,
to be an
yesterday
interesting adventure.
we had a discussion. So, what I want to say is that this Amanat, actually, it is catering for a lot of stakeholders lah, including parent dan sebagainya. I think we have to take it up from there. Now, any other question from Abby? If not, I can continue with right now. From from academic side, right? See, one of our main business is actually education. Now, do you see what you take from perspective of improving our education, going into a new delivery system dan sebagainya? Do you see anything from that perspective? Any one of you may address this, or some more than one? Yeah, you want to address that? Yeah.
The Amanat definitely talked a lot more about creating human talent development, and that human talent development is focused on our curriculum. It's focused on the innovations that we put forward. We live in a world that is so fast paced. It's changing all the time. What with AI and ChatGPT is just one small aspect of it. There's so much more out there, and our curriculum is the one that needs to be ahead of the curve. We can't be looking 20 years past. We need to be looking 20 years ahead, and in that curriculum can be used to focus, because we are in the business of education, and we are in the business of looking at the curriculum and making sure that not only is it something that is ahead of the curve, innovative, but also something that will prepare our students for the world ahead. And not just in terms of knowledge, but in terms of being leaders. Leaders without titles. That's the key thing here. Leaders without titles. We don't need them to be leaders in like Prime Minister. Yes, they will be, obviously, but we need each and every one of our students to be leaders out there without titles. And if I may go back to something that Prof. Ramesh said earlier in the question as well, when you talk about sustainable value creation comes in many forms. And one of the key forms here is, I think, reputation and respect. And creating a curriculum and making sure that we are training in the education business where we actually get our students to be respected. That increases our value, that increases our reputation. It's not us increasing respect for ourselves, it's increasing respect for our students. When they go out there, they fly the banner of the university. Something as simple as, say, climate change. We've got a steering committee in the university looking at climate change. Students should be on board on this. Students should be the ones going to COP. Students should be the ones talking about a lot of these things alongside the academics. So it's a hand-in-hand thing, and we walk together on this journey.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I think just to add, I think we are now getting students on board on many of the committees, because what Dr. Suren says is it's correct. I mean, it's true. Because we cannot just leave them aside, because they are part and parcel of this ecosystem, right? And just now on the curriculum, I do agree, we need an agile curriculum where it changes with time, and we need to the fundamental has to be there. I mean, you cannot run away from fundamental, but at the same time, we need to supplement our education with the latest technology. We need to move ahead, like AI, IR 4.0, and so on and so forth. And regardless whether it's social science or whether it's sciences, AI, for example, it has to cut across. Everyone should know at least what AI is all about.
Okay.
And the thing here is, I think we need to move ahead in terms of, it's not just knowledge. It's not just giving them the knowledge. It's actually putting them immersing them into the system. So it means if we have to be in the metaverse, then we should be in the metaverse.
And we can co-create. I think that the important thing here is also about, perhaps for the benefit of the audience, we also have Wakil Pelajar in our Senate, and that's one of the highest levels.
Yeah, okay. Correct.
Many universities are actually looking at us and impressed that we are doing this. Yeah.
Okay. Now, when I was sitting in that Amanat, I got scared because many of the things said touches on workforce.
Yeah.
So today, I want to relate to this one of the slide. World-class institution that is pillared by a feature-driven workforce. Ada 4. Harus berani untuk menyelesaikan semua masalah, pemantauan prestasi kerja staf yang memimpin, langkah intervensi. Okay. Kekuatan staf dilihat melalui program latihan khas. Okay, now I'll put myself into this position, and let's say all 4 of you are now the moderator asking me questions. What would you ask specific question on these 4 matters that I mentioned just now, and how we can move on? You perhaps can raise some questions with regard to that for the benefit of the audience here. Any questions?
Yeah, I think I think that touches on the future-driven workforce. It talks about talent development.
Yeah, talent
Right.
development.
So all of us, we are only human, so we all have deficiencies, and we need to acknowledge those deficiencies. And I think it is we need to be brave to admit if we have issues with communication skill, for example.
Yeah.
Right. That's where we need to take proactive steps. Or we approach our superiors and we seek on how we can move forward. And I think on the other perspective, being on the management side, I think it's also important that we do this staff need analysis. We need to know what is the future of our staff. That planning is very important. And I think Prof. Aziz, your department is looking
Now,
into talent development.
Okay, yeah. Okay, now I just want. Okay, last year we profiled almost 400 people. Okay, academic and non-academic, and it has come to me that some of these results of the profiling were not discussed with them. Now, the profiling is never to look at anybody's weaknesses.
Yeah.
But profiling was done to see people's strength. Apparently, your strength can be compartmentalized into a few areas, and we are looking at this strength of yours. And whatever deficiency that you have is something for us to decide whether that has to be gapped or not. Because sometimes, not everybody have to talk a very excellent communication. If you are a background person, you may not require to make a fantastic presentation. So we gap it. But if you are a leader and you have a lot of strength, and we think that you'll be a leader at the tier 1 or tier 2 level, then we'll make that.
Of course.
So what I'm now telling probably those who are lecturers who are listening, who have gone through the profiling, don't worry, we'll call you in a group of 20 or 10, where we will make this report, not the raw data, the report available for you to tell you where are your strengths, and probably what areas you are most suitable for example. So now that's what we are looking at. So now we will use this in a positive way to position people to have a succession planning, and to also plan, including sending tier 1, tier 2 leaders, potential leaders to overseas training, long-term training, on-the-job training dan sebagainya. And that is going on, and I was given a very strong mandate by the LPU chairperson herself yesterday to look into, not only to look into, also to present to the board what are my plans, complete with names. We are not going to give a general plan, but these are the person, this is the person, and things like that. So that will probably happen just to reflect upon this feature driven, and that is not only for academics. That's also going to be for PMP,
Support staff, yeah.
where we have already identified 50 odd people to be specifically trained. There will be modules dan sebagainya. So itu kita akan buat, and I think let's not say let's see what happens this year. Let the organization be judged end of the year to realize many of the things that have been said. Okay, now
Prof. Aziz,
Yeah.
if I may add on that, I think this is so much related to the career progression.
yeah,
As people progress in their career, that deeper sense of mission becomes more, it's heightened. And I think by the efforts that you're making, it actually puts people in where they think they would be most effective. And with that sense of fulfillment, the sense of greater good will actually propagate by itself. So I think this is a lot of spillover effect here. Yeah.
Okay. So satu lagi saya nampak because I look through few things I picked up. Berani untuk mengambil calculated risk. Okay. Now, Prof. Zamri, in your own place, in your own faculty, what calculated risk that you are potentially will be taking this year? Can you share with us one?
Yeah, I think the what we should do actually.
What you will do in your
yeah.
faculty? Let's
Alright,
be more
okay.
specific. Yeah.
Some form of investment in terms of projection the faculty to the international. So that would be some investment. So
Okay, so it means now we should be brave enough
Yeah.
to invest
correct.
and look at that investment as an ROI, potential ROI, if you want to attract the international student. For
Yeah,
example,
correct, yeah.
building a special place for them to stay. For example, that may require some investment. We have to be brave enough to do that investment if you want to capture this. Is that
Definitely.
what you are saying?
That is what I'm saying.
Prof. Yvonne, since you are involved in this internationalization, which featured quite prominently in the Amanat, what about you? What is the calculated risk that you will be taking, for example?
You see, in terms of calculated risk, it's also a strategy.
Yeah.
And there are regions that we are going to which is untapped. And we may not see now the benefits of it. But based on some data that we have and current trends, so we want to take that calculated risk so that the benefit can actually happen as quickly or perhaps in the next generation. So moving into territories that we have not had the chance
Example?
to network. I think South Africa is one area that we
South
have
Africa.
not. Yeah.
Africa.
Yeah.
Africa. South Africa and also Africa.
Sorry, Africa.
Yeah.
I was also thinking about Latin America. Now
Libya.
we have had sort of a hand there, but I think we'll need to maximize and heighten the kind of activities we have. There's lots of goodwill, and I think to take a calculated risk on the goodwill is very important. Talking about calculated risk as well, I think it's also important at the university level we harmonize our calculated risk, because the risk will spill over.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's important for us to look at it as a team to see how the consequences will spill. But I think this is a must that we need to take, because in any that's why the berani it's replicated in so many things, and it's a very powerful word, and how we translate that berani.
Okay. Now let's look at the end. Okay, there were some goodies presented at the end. I think everybody was waiting for a goodies, right? And there's a lot of clapping. Out of that thing, what touches you the most? Probably we can ask Prof. Ramesh now.
I think it's the engagement, because I think for so long I've been out of University Malaya for close to 5 years on secondment and so on, and over the years I've seen that there's lacking in terms of engagement. And when Dato Sri, our Vice Chancellor, mentioned about engagement, I mean I thought that touches me, because he is willing to engage, and I think that's very important.
No, the goodies. You remember the
goodies?
goodies?
Some goodies, of course. I mean, of course, some of the goodies I'm involved as the one of it is the new buses, buses that the
So when are the buses coming?
Buses will be. We have, in fact, yesterday we have approved in fact, we have awarded the tender already. So we will be meeting the vendors probably this week, if possible, or else next week. The buses are ready. We hope to roll out as soon as next semester.
Okay, this is for students. So you can expect Prof. Ramesh to roll out the buses by next semester. If it is not done, please engage him. He is a believer of engagement.
Yeah.
Ask him. Yesterday we gave him a lot of pressure. to get the buses ready. In fact, we told him to take out the
It was a
offer.
Viva.
There was a Viva for him. That's what happened at the back. Now, one more item is this 1/3 OT, which we are going to push it back to the faculty. Now, it is beyond, because it comes to me. Now, what it is actually behind it is we don't believe people. So, sampai dia kena diluluskan oleh registrar, tak apa. But I think what we are going to do is that we're going to push it back to the jabatan orang sendiri untuk melihat, memantau dan sebagainya. I rasa our people are already matured enough to manage this. Tak perlulah ada. So what you are going to see daripada pejabat saya sendiri, dan saya rasa portfolio lain adalah kita akan mula mempercayai orang.
Empowerment.
Okay, kita akan empower orang. Yang tak perlu kelulusan 5 kali, tak perlu. Okay, I remember when I my engagement with Prof Surin says sometimes ada 8 jawatan kuasa. Your comment didn't go to waste. It is now resonating in me, in our management meeting dan sebagainya. Jadi kita akan tengok. Jadi apa yang kita akan lihat selepas ini adalah kita akan mula mempercayai staff kita di bawah, sistem-sistem kita slowly. And I believe dalam 6 bulan, 3 bulan, mempercepatkan, memudahkan, memberanikan ni semua akan dizahirkan dalam bentuk-bentuk yang berlainan. Dah bermula pun, ya, dah bermula pejabat saya sendiri, and I see Prof, our door is open, anybody can come and see us. I think in fact my PA tak percaya lagi dah dengan mula-mula dia kata bila dan sebagainya. Now people can walk in and talk and quickly. Saya rasa benda tu telah pun mula berlaku, dan gitulah So now we are
Prof.
finishing.
I just want to add just one. When we talk about empowerment, it comes great responsibility. So I think that's something that as a leader, as mentioned, we think that all of us we have what it takes to lead. But when there's empowerment, we need to exercise great care and responsibility. I always remind staff under my portfolio that the responsibility, we must be brave, and we must make sure that we are able to carry the responsibility, and I think that is very important.
Accountable as well.
Be accountable.
And accountable.
I'm sure Dato Sri will be watching now. Okay, let's ask some questions. Let's say if we were to advise Dato Sri next year punya amanat ni jangan buat ini ataupun cuba buat ini, what that would be? Jangan buat ini ataupun buat ini, what that would be? One item from you, Prof Ramesh.
I would expect in the next amanat, Dato Sri would tell us what really we had achieved. I mean, based on what he has promised, what he has achieved. In fact, I think it's a tall order. I mean, he knows the risk, as mentioned, calculated risk. He knows the risk when he say things in his amanat, and we work closely with him, and I strongly believe that he will deliver. And next amanat we would like to hear.
Okay,
hear.
Dato Sri, if you are listening, please ask your whatever to write it down. Okay, Surin.
Okay, I would like to see similar to what Prof Ramesh said, janji mana yang telah dikotakan dan setakat mana janji ini dikotakan. Kalau janji itu tidak dikotakan, apakah langkah-langkah yang akan dilaksanakan untuk memastikan janji itu dikotakan? That's basically it.
Prof Iwan.
Sama. Because I think banyak kali kan kalau kita dengar feedback daripada bawah is that okay, kita dah cakap ni, after that apa terjadi. So I think that will create that trust also in the management, that we mean what we say.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good platform.
Good card, and I think we have to take responsibility
Yes,
of what we
yes.
are we are promoting as well.
Yeah.
Betul.
Prof Zamri, what about you, sir?
Datuk Seri akhirkan dengan best yet to come.
Oh.
Ah,
So you want to hear about what's the best,
best.
huh?
okay, best is
Okay.
yet to come. So
Okay.
what's the best that you think will come?
I think it's compilation of many things, encompass, cover all spheres of warga UM. So we look forward to that.
Okay
If
lah,
we
I think
can copy a phrase from Star Trek to boldly go where no one has ever gone before,
Yes.
that's good, isn't it?
That's UM.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Okay lah,
we should be doing.
I think I'm the oldest among you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Dan I think interesting bila Datuk Seri akhirkan dengan future starts here
features that
and now,
now.
and also open to the engagement and dialogue. So town hall, I think that will actually prosper the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me summarize lah daripada Amanat ini, because I was in the management, I was in the union before, so I've seen a lot of things lah. Now towards end of my retirement.
You dinosaur lah.
Dinosaur. No, I think we have to give ourselves a chance. Okay, Vice Chancellor, management, we can plan. Prof Yahya there. Lot of plans, lot of strategies and all that, which are workable. I think many, in fact, all of those strategies are doable. So what it requires is keberanian, move forward, and it takes everyone. That's why even in my office, it takes all components to realize this thing through. So saya fikir many of us may be thinking that things that said are just promises. All VCs will say the same thing. We say the nice thing, tapi saya rasa let's realize this together lah. I personally feel that this time around, knowing Datuk Seri himself, who makes very quick decisions. Yesterday we made lots of quick decisions. Something that was waiting for 1 year was done within 1 minute. So saya rasa a lot of good things will happen. So we hope to get everybody's cooperation. And salah satu yang penting, if you think something is not right, please speak up. Please speak up. Talk. Because kadang-kadang kita tak tahu. Mana personal capacity ke. Kalau nak hantar surat layang pun, kalau benda baik apa salahnya kan. Saya rasa universiti patut ni. Benda layang ni, jangan benda yang negatif saja. Benda layang, benda baik pun boleh dilayangkan juga.
Bagus juga kan.
Okay. So with that
these bad
advice,
things,
thank you
yeah.
very much. Enjoy the day, enjoy the lunch. Kalau perlu apa-apa, email, dan soalan-soalan yang mungkin telah diletakkan, kita akan jawab insyaAllah. Dengan itu, bye-bye. Terima kasih panel.
Terima kasih.